Well, good morning, DFW. This is JP and Dr. B. I'll tell you what, Dr. B puts me in the mood when I hear Blue Eyes.
Oh, yes, that mellow mood.
That mellow mood. Good morning, DFW. Pick up your coffee. Good morning, DFW.
Don't get too mellow.
Don't get too mellow. Thank you for waking up with JP and Dr. B. I am very, very excited. We're in our Real People, Real Stories segment of our show, and we're featuring Josh Allen today. And, you know, Josh has really been in a battle with cancer since he was about 11 years old, and that's what we're talking about. And I believe we also have with us now, joining us is Dr. Levy. Dr. Levy, are you on the line with us this morning? Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Dr. Levy.
So, Dr. Levy, we were talking about how Josh discovered the form of cancer he had and what he had gone through, and we've begun that progression. Can you tell us a little bit about the form of cancer that Josh has, Dr. Levy? So this is actually a very, very rare form of cancer then. How often have you yourself come across it as a treating doctor? So then this thing is a real deal then, and do we have a lot of research on it?
In a fly. Interesting. So this is, you said, very rare throughout children. And how many in the whole United States then you say have? And how is the study coordinated with people from all over the United States then? So this must be a really exciting thing then to be on the cutting edge of the research and trying to find a cure for this particular. And this is quite a guy you've got here in Josh. Did you want to say something to him, Josh?
Thank you, Dr. Levy. Thank you.
And Dr. Levy, when you're treating a child with this type of cancer, you really are treating the entire family, aren't you?
You know, Josh, you know, we talked about you going through this and finding out at 11 that, hey, okay, there's something more wrong here than just an infection. In your words, what did you feel like and what were you thinking as you were going through the progression of finding out this is far more serious than just an infection?
Well, I was personally thinking I have to stay strong for her, for my mom. Because when I was diagnosed, I was not the one crying. She was the one crying on my shoulder.
So when you were diagnosed, and how did the doctors tell you? I mean, how did you receive the information? Were they very doctor-like? No offense, of course, Dr. Levy. were they real doctor-like, or were they more compassionate and more explanative about how and what you have and what maybe needed to happen?
They were definitely more compassionate than like straightforward. Like they weren't like super like, you have this, we're gonna do this. Like they were much more compassionate about it.
Okay, and so when you received the information in your mind without having to verbalize it, so because you knew you had to be strong for mom because mom's losing it over there, which I would expect her to lose it, you know. Although your mother was in drama in high school, so it could have been maybe some melodramatics. I'm not so sure.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome. But so, Josh, what was going through your mind, your personal thoughts?
I was terrified. I just didn't know what to do.
So over the course of the next few weeks, few months, the next year, so that other children who are going through this and maybe are just on the front end of it or in the middle of it and don't know where to go next, Josh, how did you start to deal with it, cope with it, and go day to day with it?
I learned to accept it. Like, this is part of what's going on, and you just gotta deal with it.
I'm sure that it was difficult and that Mom and Dad were probably told first, and then did they tell you, or did the doctors tell you first?
I was in the room when they told all of us.
When they told all of
So we were all told at the same time.
Okay. And you were, what, 11 at that time?
Yes.
So your understanding was that this was pretty serious right from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very serious.
you had to take care of Mom during that time, huh?
Yeah.
Being terrified is, I think, a pretty normal response. I think anybody would be. And so immediately you went to Mom and let her cry on your shoulder? What was your reaction, Josh?
Well, so we were in the doctor's office, and I was sitting on the bed, and Mom was sitting in the chair next to the bed. And whenever they told us, she burst into tears, and I was just sitting there, hugging her, letting her cry on my shoulder.
Wow. That's pretty brave. That is pretty brave.
Dr. Levy, real quick again, what kind of approach do you or your staff take when you bring a family in, and this is going to be the first time that they hear this? Like, what are you guys prepared to do, and how do you approach these families?
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, folks, I'll tell you what, stay tuned. Dr. Levy, can you hang with us throughout the show? Okay, so stay tuned with us. We got to take a quick break. We are on point with JP and Dr. B. We are talking not just childhood cancer, but specifically, we are talking with Josh Allen. He is our feature of the week this Wednesday. We've got his mom in studio, and we've got Dr. Levy on the phone. And so we're going to stay with the topic. We're going to talk about next segment, how to approach this whole process of, okay, this is our plan to attack and fight the battle of cancer. And so when we come back, we're going to be discussing that. Also, we're going to have traffic right after the 30-minute hour, so everybody knows what's going on this Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So stay tuned to JP and Dr. B. We'll be right back. Okay, spit it out, John. Yeah. Spit it out, you know.
Get his car. I guess she knows that.
Hey, Callie. All right, so right now, what are we looking at traffic-wise? What do you got? Be ready
There
to
was
go.
a structure fire on 75 Service Road South at I-635 Lyndon B. Johnson Freeway, but it's cleared
How do
up
you
now
feel?
and traffic is moving well.
Perfect. Keep going.
Great job.
HOV lane is closed at 30 between
How's
Highway
it?
161, Bush Turnpike,
I
and
saw Callie getting
Sylvan
all
Avenue.
teary-eyed.
And there was an accident at Highway 114.
Already?
Is it 114 or I-14?
No, 114.
Frontage east at Highway
You can tell some
114,
kids
William D.
something,
Tate
what would you
Avenue.
say
That
to
was
them?
about 25 minutes ago.
Be
Everywhere else
strong.
is moving pretty quick.
Life will
So
throw
what's
stuff
traffic
at you.
moving like in those problem areas?
Imagine life is like baseball. Life will throw a curveball. You gotta try and hit that curveball.
Good philosophy, my
At about
friend.
15
For
miles
your
an hour.
age, good philosophy.
All right.
I know
Can
a
you
lot of
offer them an
adults
alternative
that don't
route?
have
Does it show you maybe an alternative route they can take?
It doesn't tell me.
So do you think you've always been just an up person?
What's up, Callie?
What's up?
I mean, you know, that you're handling this pretty well, and you're saying to other kids, be strong, and, which is really
Do you
cool.
wanna
I
say
want you to say
anything
that
to
on air too at some point.
Josh, you're my hero. You're my
Because that
hero.
is- That's important for them to hear. I'm gonna try to mess with my earphone because I am being blasted out here some.
Does anyone want to say anything to Mr. Josh on camera?
I do. Well, good morning, Josh Allen. I'll tell you what, I'm so excited that you joined us on the show today. Your story is inspiring in the fact that you are willing to talk about it and make it a part of history, because regardless, this will be on the internet forever, as long as the internet's alive and surviving, and I'm hoping that other children and other parents can watch you and listen to you and from the mouth of babes maybe better understand this fight with cancer. Not understand cancer. I don't think any of us can understand this horrible disease, but at least have an understanding of how to fight it. So Josh, man, God bless you, and we're all fighting for you.
Would you like to say anything?
Makeup on their finger.
I'm just very proud of him.
Yeah. He's got a great sense of humor
He does.
and resiliency. And that probably speaks well to his entire family.
Yeah, but your mom's a little tougher than you're living on.
Dr. Clothier says good morning, Josh. He's listening this morning as well.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna ask you, where did you get that really strong mindset from?
Where'd you get your plow through attitude? That you just keep going.
From Mom. I figured it was.
I could have answered that one.
Definitely.
I put her in the shot. I knew that. one.
Yeah, definitely his mom. There's no doubt his mom. No doubt it was Mom. Couldn't help the melodramatics though from high school. I just couldn't help that.
Between the two of you,
Yeah, you didn't have much of a chance, did you?
I've got clients on the line, and I you're making me look like a big sappy melodramatic.
Hey, Sappy Melodramatic, pull some of the beads out so we can get them on our YouTube, and let's explain, at the next break, I want to explain those to the camera.
Yeah,
Okay.
what,
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I recorded them earlier.
Did you?
I tried to take a picture on your phone, but I got a picture of all of you.
Well, Dr. B, I'll tell you what, the 6:30 hour is the right time to have this kind of music playing. I mean, it's exciting out there.
it is exciting, and this will wake you up.
It
on-
will wake you up.
On Thanksgiving Eve.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, I've got a good feeling though, Dr. B. I got a good feeling that with Josh's attitude and the expertise of Dr. Levy and his team. We're going to kick this cancer in the butt. That's what I'm thinking. What are you thinking, Dr.
I
Levy?
think that we're on the way to
On-
kicking the butt.
Kicking
Yep.
the butt. I'll tell you what. Well, folks, I'll tell you what. It is 6:30, and most people are getting up and getting out on the road for traffic. And so, Mustang Cali, what's going on out there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area on the highways?
Well, a few minutes ago, we